G'day folks, just a quick note before we start this video. Unfortunately my audio did not work, so the audio quality is a little bit poor, but I hope that doesn't spoil your enjoyment of this video too much.
Well, that's one weekend I wish I could forget. The so-called conservative centre-right Liberal National Coalition has been absolutely wiped out in the Australian federal election, and the leader, Peter Dutton, has lost his own seat. All I can say is that they deserved everything they got. They should have taken the example from the UK or Canada, where the centre-right parties drifted towards the centre, drifted towards the left in order to be more appealing, and as a result, they lost. And guess what? Exactly the same happened here in Australia. The so-called Conservative Party drifted further and further to the left until it was indistinguishable from Labour. It was just Labour light. And nobody is going to vote for Labour light. After the previous takeover of the Liberal Party by that Malcolm Turnbull, turning it from a proper Conservative Party under Tony Abbott to a wishy-washy lefty imitation of Labour, Cory Bernardi set up a party called the Australian Conservatives. And it had quite a lot of influence in pulling the Liberal Party back to where it should be, on the centre-right of politics. But now is the time that we need another Australian Conservatives. We need a genuine alternative to the Labour Liberal Uni Party. We effectively need what they've got in the UK now. We need an Australian Reform Party that's prepared to stand for its principles and push back against the inevitable criticisms that you're going to get from the left. You're never going to avoid those criticisms, you just have to take them on the chin. This is an ideological battle. You cannot expect those on the left of politics to agree with what a proper Conservative Party should be proposing to do. But the Liberals were weak. They were cowardly. They didn't have the guts to stand up for their principles and face down the opposition from the left. As Peter Dutton said, they were defined by Labour. They had no principles of themselves and they just let themselves get blown by the winds of the government and the media. The whole thing was absolutely disgraceful from start to finish. So I think it's time for another Australian Conservative movement, because that's the only way we're going to bring proper conservative values back into politics in Australia. In terms of energy, which is my focus, obviously, we should abandon net zero. We should withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. We should embrace nuclear power and we should abandon this mad dash to push everyone into EVs. And as a bonus, we can tear down all the stupid windmills and solar farms. That alone would have won the election. Anyway, we're going to have a very tough 3 years ahead of us under Albanese's Labour government. We can be sure, despite assurances to the contrary, that it will be the most radical left-wing government Australia has ever seen. People are already struggling with cost of living pressures and it's only going to get worse. So buckle up for a very rough ride. But there might be light at the end of the tunnel if someone has the guts to start another party, another Australian Conservatives, to challenge the uni party of Liberals and Labour. Then that will give a large number of Australians something to look forward to. If you want to help me continue making videos on this channel, why not buy me a coffee? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen.